Okay, campers, rise and shine, 'cause it's Island Day.
Well, good morning everyone, and welcome to the Canadian Island Life channel. It's February 19th and it is cold and stormy outside. In this episode, I'm going to be taking a trip way up north, then skiing out to the island to rescue a piece of my outboard motor that needs repairs before springtime. I'm going to make myself some quick breakfast here, and then I'm going to go through a rundown of the tools and the stuff that I'll be taking up north to the island, and a little introduction to Fred wine. I'm even going to have a whole episode dedicated to how I make Fred wine about the beginning of April. That's going to be a fun one you're not going to want to miss. It's going to be a good 6-hour drive, so I'm not going to show you too much of that. But what I am going to show you is the little family of lynx that I came across while I was up there. It's really interesting to see that they were not even intimidated in the least by my being there. I'll also show you a little cat feeder that I use when I go away for extended periods of time. Not as a paid promotion, just a product that I've found to work well. Hope you enjoy this episode. Don't forget to click subscribe and turn on channel notifications. That looks delicious. Okay, so I'm just going to go over some of the equipment that I'm going to be taking on the trip today. To start off, I got all my camera gear. This includes the cameras, the cell phones, microphones, a whole slew of battery packs because it's cold, so I'm probably going to go through more batteries than I would on a normal day. I've got my drill and battery combo. Nice little thing here, Makita kit. Father got this for me. It's been a great set. The batteries are interchangeable between the flashlight and the drill. Take that. I'll be taking a bunch of different various cell phones, some for as an actual phone, some for recording video and whatnot. And hey, I always put this stuff in a Ziploc bag, seal it up, and that way if I end up going for a swim, at least they'll be dry. I've got my hunting knife here. Take this with me. It's got a little compass on it. Actually works pretty good. Should be no real concerns. Don't have to worry about bears. Bears should be sleeping. But it's always good to have a nice knife with you. Take along some mitts. An extra set of glasses because I lose glasses more often than you would believe. And then I'd like to take a bunch of spare clothes. So I got some socks. And here I got like just basically some shirt, pants, towel. Just in case I do go through the water, I've got something I can change into that's hopefully dry, because a lot of times, you know, sometimes you just go through like, you know, maybe up to your knee or something like that. So at least that way I'll have some warm clothes with me. I'm also going to be taking along a toboggan, and the toboggan is for hauling all my stuff over, tools, whatnot, and also for bringing back the lower unit of the motor. It's also good to have something like a toboggan because if I do end up going through, I'll be pulling it behind me, so I can always just reel the toboggan in and then use that to kind of get up out of the ice or whatever. Hopefully it'll help support my weight. I'm gonna have my pack of skis in the back of the truck, and I'm also gonna have another bundle with my snowshoes just in case there's too much snow and I gotta switch to snowshoes instead of skis. And last but not least, I take up 2 bottles of Fred wine. And that's because there's people that let me use the access points so that I can get in. I like to reward them just with a little gift of my token of appreciation. So a couple of bottles of Fred wine for them. Then, coming up in a future episode, you're gonna see how we make this Fred wine down here at a place in London. That's bound to be a good episode. You're not gonna wanna miss that one. So stay tuned for that. Thanks. Well, it's pretty early on Saturday morning and I'm all packed up, ready to go. The road conditions are looking like they're really bad. There's a lot of blowing snow. I checked the radar, it's just kind of one band that seems to be going through, so I think by about the time I get out on the 401 towards Toronto, I probably should be through all of that. So here's hoping and looking forward to a good drive. Well, I'm just coming through Toronto here, and we had a little bit of a slowdown in the traffic. Looks like there's some emergency vehicles up here. The weather so far, it's got to be the worst driving that I've done this year. There was cars in the ditch, trucks in the ditch. Anything that could go in a ditch was in the ditch. And but I can see now the sun's coming up, so we got some daylight, and pretty soon we'll be grabbing the 400 north, and hoping it'll be a little smoother sailing after that. Everybody's just trying to get over a couple of lanes here because there's some kind of an accident or something up ahead here. Fire trucks, police cars all over the place. So probably about another 15 minutes I'll just stop for a quick little bit of a break, and then we'll continue the journey northward.
An early morning surprise. While out with a friend, we came across this family of lynx on a side road. A mother with a litter of 3 or 4, we're not quite sure, as it seemed that one disappeared. They were not concerned at all about our presence and continued along their playful pursuit. It's said that lynx will purr just like house cats, and mothers will often purr while taking care of their kittens.
So I'm at the access point. Drove through a couple of snowstorms on the way up here. Temperature is about -14 and it's pretty windy. Looks like there's a lot of snow out here. I would have hoped maybe I would have seen some snowmobile paths that I could just ski down, because they kind of get packed down a little bit, so that would have been ideal. But it doesn't look like there's anything like that out here, so I'm gonna get the skis on, get my stuff out, and I'll give it a try on skis, but if the snow's too deep, I'm gonna have to switch to snowshoes at some point.
Having unloaded all my gear from the truck and now onto the toboggan, I wrestle with my clothing. Long johns, jeans, insulated coveralls, 2 shirts, a hoodie, a jacket, a balaclava, and a toque. The pull rope for the toboggan attaches to the clip on the back of my knapsack as I'm ready to head out. I pull off to unload some camera equipment, as I had initially intended to set up a camera at the shoreline to video myself skiing off into the horizon, but the freezing cold made it so difficult to work with my hands outside of my mitts, I decided against this. So the only video I'll have on this trip is the camera which I have mounted on the toboggan. Initially, I thought there had not been snowmobiles out on the lake, but I can see now that there has been. In chatting with one of the locals, he confirms the obvious, that the ice is super thick. Normally I would have drilled and measured, but with the extended duration of the extreme cold up here, I don't feel that this is necessary. Another cold and extremely windy day. -14 Celsius or -7 degrees Fahrenheit in the sun. With the wind chill, it feels like -30 Celsius or -22 Fahrenheit. The drive up was nothing short of treacherous. The first part of the journey up was full of whiteouts, high winds, and low visibility. Vehicles in the ditch provided just even a little extra intimidation. The head-on driving winds were so strong, I struggled to keep my balance. The weight on the toboggan shifted continuously, causing it to list and scoop snow. I had to turn back frequently to right it so I could continue on. Snow was deeper in spots than I would have liked for skiing, but not worth the effort to stop and switch to snowshoes. I stop again to briefly rearrange my fingers inside my mitts in an attempt to keep them warm. The months of negative double-digit temperatures made for a solid base. The initial fear of going through the ice dissipated as I contemplated frostbite from this extreme cold. At one point, I almost gave up and turned back. I took a little break and continued on, as I knew if I could just make it to the island, I could accomplish my goal. Then the return trip would have the wind at my back. With the numbing wind on my face, another quick stop to take a moment to turn out of the wind. As I begin to approach the first peninsula, the wind starts to die down, and I can feel the slight effect of the full sun. This gives me some much welcome hope to continue on. This kind of cardio exercise is good to get the blood flowing and help warm up the extremities. As I enter this little bay on the peninsula, I have to make my way through a short piece of land, almost like a portage. If it weren't for this, I would need to go all the way around the peninsula into the full force of the wind. The toboggan continuously lists, and I need to circle back frequently and right it, else it drags in the snow. Emerging on the other side of the peninsula, I see some of the familiar landscapes of last summer where there were warm waters, loons, and fish. Making my way across the frozen lake like the fur traders and indigenous peoples had done for centuries before me was a surreal experience. As I approach, everything looks as it was when I left it in the fall, with the exception of the 14 inches of snow. There are little or no tracks, no visible damage. The sun is shining, the air is fresh. This is a great day.
Well, I'm here. Man, was it cold. The wind coming across that open bay was just unbelievable. It was so bad it was almost blowing me over, or just really impeding my progress on moving forward. But at one point I thought I was going to turn around and go back, but I thought, no,
it's not too much further, so I'll keep going because at least that way, going back, the wind's going to be at my back. And right now, the sun is out and absolutely beautiful here. Out of the wind, it's about 14 below Celsius, but you get a little bit of sunshine on you. It's pretty nice. So I took the skis off, switched to snowshoes, and see if we can trek up to the cottage here. Go inside. I gotta have some lunch. I'm hungry. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Never tried stairs and snowshoes before. I think I'll just come back here. There's a little bit of a rock that kind of slopes up to the patio. I can see we got a little ice overhangage starting to slide off the roof. That was probably from the other day when it was warm out. And then since then, it looks like they had about a foot of snow. There we go. There we go. We got the inside opened up. It's probably going to be dark in there. And of course, I didn't bring my flashlight up from down below. Take your snowshoes off before you come in the house. Oh, maybe. There. Oh. Well, here's the covered in porch. As you can see, everything's closed off for the winter. I'll slide this door open and come on in. It's actually fairly light in here. Got a pail here with some water and antifreeze in it for, it's actually my mouse trap. I put a little bit of peanut butter in there, but I can see the antifreeze is frozen, so looks like this one's got another mouse in it too, but yeah, there again, the antifreeze is frozen. By God, I sure hope my traps aren't frozen. Otherwise, things look pretty much as they were. Hat, a hood. Maybe I'll put this hat back on. There. Take a walk around here. I'll give you a quick tour. Here's the kitchen area. Short cupboard, but it's surprising. You know, you get used to that, eh? You come up here and you got 6 feet of countertop, and that's enough for some reason. We got our, actually a fairly decent sized living room, family room. Got a stove here that we are considering about taking out, or at least moving somewhere out of the main area, just to give it a little more room. And we got one little bedroom over here, a couple of bunk beds and queen. This one has maybe going to get hard to see because I don't have hydro turned on. This is a room that's currently under construction. We're just painting it. Painted the ceilings all white, and then we're going to do something different with the bottoms. But at least it looks like there's not been any critters. I want to see if the toilet is, the antifreeze is not frozen there. And this would be the master bedroom, so you can see what the decor was like in here with the brown wood and whatnot. This will get painted too. And then there's a walkout patio door. It's beautiful. In the summertime, you don't close these curtains. You just go to sleep by the stars and wake up by the sunrise. One thing I like about this time of the year up here, considerably less mosquitoes.
chips, napkin, sandwich, salad. I'm gonna stand right here because my boots are in the sun and my feet are a bit cold. Salad dressing. Fork. I think this is frozen. Not too bad. Food, so much more delicious when you're hungry. Let me shake that. Cheers. Cold is definitely being a factor on my batteries, that's for sure. These are a little shorter than I liked. Looks like that'll hold it for a bit, but at least long enough that I can work on it. Probably going to want to take it off of here before I go home in case it flips up and falls down. A couple of things I got to do is got to undo the linkage. There's a linkage rod right down through there that comes up somewhere. Where is that now? I think I got to undo that wherever that is. There it is, right in there, I think. It's a little thing there that's got to get flipped. hopefully, and then yeah, that comes off. It's hard to see. It's kind of like a brass locking nut on there. And once that's off, the one that's in, there's another nut behind here. That one's not too tight. Usually you just spin that one off. Yeah. Thank God. Oh, no. Crap. Oh, there it goes. Doesn't even, oh, I see. It doesn't, it's not even a nut. Stupid me. It's just some kind of a little spacer thing. Not even a nut. Good Lord. Talk about dangerous. There we go. Yeah. Okay. See, it's awfully corroded in there. But should maybe take this thing home with me. Get it to go down. Okay, it's got some give to it. This is kind of a block of wood here. Is it going? It is going. Hooray. Thank God. Awesome. That's the way we like it. Beat it, it comes loose. It's not quite as big as I thought. I thought it was going to be more like up to here kind of thing, but thank God. It's still pretty tight. I want to get my pretty new work gloves all dirty. This upper screw back here I can take out. Oh, there it goes. Ta-da! One. Ah. These things are probably 4 miles long. Do that. And I've got some more room to get my socket in there. This one feels loose. That one's loose. And this one over here. The last holdout. Ta-da! Alright. So, any luck at all, this linkage gonna get stuck on something. See that? Oh, there we go. Okay, awesome. Wow. Now, once we look in here, look at that. Ta-da! There you have it. Lower unit disassembled. Ready to take home and do something to it.
Hello, and thanks again for coming along on this episode of the Canadian Island Life channel. There were some minor difficulties, the weather was rough, the drive was long, but overall the mission was a great success. I was able to detach and bring the lower unit home, as well as enjoy another great day in the northern Ontario wilderness. Just being at the island inspires the mind, and thoughts start racing about opening up for the springtime. But for now, the focus is to prepare for a new season at the island. Keep an eye out for some upcoming episodes where I'll be taking the lower unit apart and replacing and rebuilding anything necessary in preparation for spring. Although I'm not a mechanic, I'm mechanically inclined, so we'll learn this as we go. I'll also be starting to prep doors, trim, and shiplap in advance for the interior cottage renovations. These are things that I can do here at home during the winter months. And then don't forget, we'll be showing you how we make our very own Fred wine early in the spring. So please tell a friend about the channel and click the subscribe button and turn on channel notifications so that you don't miss any of these new episodes. Also, check out our website and merchandise at www.canadianislandlife.ca for more information. I hope you enjoyed watching. Leave a comment below if there's anything specific you'd like to see in an upcoming episode.